IYO SKY had a long and sometimes bumpy journey to championship success in WWE. Here's how the genius of the sky really spread her wings. IYO SKY has only had that name for a few years. She wrestled for far longer under the name IYO SKY, which we should note is also not her real name. She was born Masami Odate in 1990. Shirai is Japanese for Purple Thunder, and both she and her older sister Mio Shirai used it when they debuted together in March 2007. Sky was just 16 at the time. She started in the business while she was still in high school and started working as a professional wrestler full-time after she graduated. The sisters worked for various promotions their first few years on the scene. In 2010, they formed a stable, the Triple Tails, alongside another freelance wrestler, Kana. WWE fans know her better as Asuka. They worked across the independent scene and even produced their own event in February 2011, where the Shirai sisters wrestled an intergender match against Atsushi Kotoge and Daisuke Harada. After competing in tournaments across Japan, the Shirais and Kana held a press conference in July 2011, announcing that after their next self-produced events that September, Sky would be leaving Triple Tails to start a singles career. The future genius of the sky would begin honing her high-flying skills when she traveled to Mexico to train in 2010. Sky worked in Mexico until 2012, and then again in 2014 and 2015. She debuted for International Wrestling Revolution Group in October 2010 in a 6-woman tag team, where she worked under the ring name Viva Kasai. Sky wore a cat-like mask similar to those she and her sister wore for their entrances in Japan. Sky worked with her sister in AAA and became part of La Legion Extranjera for a short time. Sky even put her hair on the line in a hair versus mask 4-way intergender elimination match in Wrestling All-Star Pros. She ultimately amassed La Malefica. While she was still competing in Mexico, Sky also made her debut in World Wonder Ring Stardom in August 2011. She initially teamed with Nanae Takahashi and also challenged for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. She entered her first Goddess of Stardom Tag League alongside Takahashi that October. Sky officially made Stardom a home promotion during her independent event celebrating her 5th year in the business. She teamed with Dark Angel in a victory that night. But after a 6-woman tag team tournament loss in April 2012, Sky's career came to a halt for a while. Sky's wrestling career nearly ended just as it was getting hot. She and her boyfriend at the time, Nosara Rangai, were framed for smuggling drugs into Japan. Anyone caught possessing cannabis can face jail time. In May 2012, Sky and Rangai were stopped and arrested at Tokyo's Narita International Airport after a trip to Mexico. Both were accused of smuggling marijuana into Japan. Customs officers discovered 75 grams of marijuana hidden in paintings given to Nosawa and Sky, by who they presumed were fans at a Lucha Expo. The couple had no idea drugs were in the artwork. Sky was held in a Japanese detention center for weeks. Upon her release, she gave a press conference where she stated she was innocent, but apologized to everyone for getting into trouble. Sky said she didn't want to retire and hoped to regain the fans' trust. Lots of onlookers expected her to have to leave the business and figured she would be fired. Just days later, a wrestler named Takuya Sugi confessed in his own press conference that he planted the drugs on Sky and Rangai. Sugi said he did it hoping to get a contract extension from AAA. A promoter who hated Sky's boyfriend had apparently asked him to plant the drugs in exchange for the extension. Sugi was blacklisted from the Japanese wrestling scene for years after his confession. Sky's name was cleared, and she returned to Stardom shortly after. Sky made her in-ring return in Stardom in July 2012 in the Stardom Rumble, where she qualified for her first 5-star Grand Prix. She suffered a series of losses in the tournament, as well as in that year's Goddesses of Stardom Tag League. Her rise in Stardom really began in March 2013, when she defeated Kaori Yoniyama, then Dark Angel, to become the #1 contender for the World of Stardom Championship. Sky defeated Alpha Female that April to win her first Stardom title. After numerous successful defenses, including some involving other champions that ended in the time limit draws, Sky was named Stardom's MVP of 2013. Sky announced she'd be taking challengers from all over the world for her World of Stardom Championship just after crossing the 1-year mark of her reign. In May 2014, she became a double champion when she defeated Natsuki Taiyo for the High Speed Championship. Her reign with the World of Stardom title ended at 468 days when she was defeated by Yoshiko in August 2014. Sky would go on to win the 5-star GP in September, defeating Yoshiko in the final. She became a double champion again when she won the Artist of Stardom Championship alongside Mayu Iwatani, her partner in the Team Thunder Rock, and Takumi Iroha. Her victories kept coming. She picked up the Goddesses of Stardom Championship alongside Iwatani in May, then defeated Nikki Storm to win the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Sky became the first wrestler to hold all 5 of the promotion's titles. In December 2015, Sky also became the first 2-time World of Stardom champion. Following a second World of Stardom title win, Sky began to travel around the world, including to the US for Lucha Underground and Vendetta Pro Wrestling. She also went on a European tour, where she became the inaugural Stardom World Association World Champion. In November 2016, Sky formed a faction with Hazuki and Momo Watanabe called Queen's Quest. They captured the Artist of Stardom Championships at the beginning of 2017. Azumi was also added to the group. The following month, Sky broke her own record for number of successful title defenses when she defeated Shayna Baszler. Sky lost the World of Stardom Championship in June 2017 to Mayu Iwatani before going on hiatus to rehabilitate a neck injury, which she suffered taking a pile driver from Toni Storm earlier in the year. She returned to action that July to compete alongside Queen's Quest and regain the Artist of Stardom Championships. That November, Sky regained the Wonder of Stardom Championship for the second time, though she'd lose it in May 2018 to Watanabe. Shortly after, Sky announced a departure from the promotion. Her last match in Stardom came on June 10th, where she competed in a 10-match 1-minute time limit series against the rest of the roster. By the time her run with Stardom was finished, Sky had held a total of 4 singles titles over 6 different reigns from 2011 to 2018. She also held the Artist of Stardom title 6 times. The Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer noted that Sky's signing with WWE didn't go all that smoothly. It was first reported in October 2016 that she'd be offered a WWE contract, but for some reason, she had to do a tryout at the WWE Performance Center in March 2017. The tryout was never meant to be made public, but WWE ended up accidentally featuring Sky on its website in an article that was removed shortly after it was posted. Sky confirmed herself she had been offered a deal, but WWE reportedly rescinded the contract offer, according to Meltzer, due to Sky's lingering neck issue. Even though Japanese doctors had cleared her to wrestle, WWE's doctors suggested passing. But then, something clearly changed.
Jeez, make up your mind, America.
Just 6 months later, Sky announced she was leaving Stardom just after Tokyo Sports reported she was back in discussions with WWE. Sky made her first WWE appearance during a June 2018 house show in Tokyo, where it was officially confirmed she had signed and would be appearing on NXT. Sky was also confirmed for the 2018 Mae Young Classic tournament. She defeated Xia Brookside in her first ever WWE match in August to kick off the tournament, then toppled Zeuxis, Deonna Purrazzo, and Rhea Ripley in the weeks that followed to earn her spot in the finals at WWE's first ever all-women's premium live event, Evolution. Toni Storm won the tournament, but Sky's time in NXT was just getting started. Sky made her NXT TV debut in November 2018. She and Dakota Kai saved Kairi Sane from an attack during TakeOver War Games. Her first match on the brand came the following month when she and Kai defeated Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. Sky also officially aligned with Sane, creating their Sky Pirates tag team. After multiple attempts to capture the gold, most while feuding with Duke, Shafir, and Shayna Baszler, Sky turned heel in July 2019 and adopted a darker look. She eventually joined the first ever women's War Games match that November. Sky also competed on Team NXT in the first ever Survivor Series match involving the women of the developmental brand. Following a short time off television with an injury, Sky won her first NXT Women's Championship when she defeated Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley at TakeOver In Your House in June 2020. She'd defend the gold against Candice LeRae, Ripley, Mercedes Martinez, and more. Her championship reign ended at 304 days when she dropped the title to Raquel Rodriguez at TakeOver Stand and Deliver in April 2021. After losing her title, Sky began teaming with Zoe Stark. The duo defeated LeRae and Indy Hartwell to capture the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships at the Great American Bash in July. After Sky and Stark lost the tag titles at Halloween Havoc, Sky entered the Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic alongside Kaylee Ray. The team defeated Kai and Wendy Chu in the final. Instead of challenging for tag gold, Sky and Ray challenged Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's women's title at Stand and Deliver 2022 in a fatal four-way match that also included Cora Jade. Sky failed to win the gold, and it wound up being her final match in NXT. Sky officially made her name change to IYO SKY when she debuted on the main roster alongside Bayley and Dakota Kai at SummerSlam in July 2022. The new faction confronted then Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair. They'd go on to feud with Belair, Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, and Sky's old partner, Asuka. The group officially became known as Damage Control at Clash at the Castle that September. Sky and Kai went on to win the Women's Tag Team Championships that month, defeating Aaliyah and Raquel Rodriguez on an episode of Raw. They lost the gold after just 48 days to Asuka and Alexa Bliss, but quickly won them back in historic fashion at November's Crown Jewel, which marked the first time a women's title had changed hands in Saudi Arabia. Kai and Sky lost the gold to Lynch and Lita on a February 2023 episode of Raw. Sky's single runs in WWE began when she won the Money in the Bank ladder match in July 2023, following Damage Control's move to SmackDown in that year's draft. The ladder match was the first time dissension arose in the faction. Bayley attempted to stop Sky from grabbing the briefcase, so Sky handcuffed Bayley to Lynch and descended the ladder to grab the briefcase that guaranteed her a title shot. Sky had a second big SummerSlam on the main roster when she successfully cashed in on Belair for the WWE Women's Championship after Belair just barely made it out of a triple threat with Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Sky successfully defended her title multiple times throughout the rest of the year. Damage Control lost to Belair, Flair, Lynch, and Shotzi in a War Games match in November, despite Sky's high-flying antics inside a trash can.
In the trash can is so dark, I can't see anything, but I just jump off.
After Bayley won the 2024 Royal Rumble, Sky, who was still holding the title, and the rest of Damage Control turned on her, kicking Bayley out of the stable. Bayley would go on to defeat Sky to win the title at WrestleMania 40. Following her championship loss, Sky competed in the Queen of the Ring tournament and Money in the Bank match that year. She and Shane would also challenge for the Women's Tag Team Championships. The genius of the Sky would get another shot at gold that ended in a surprising victory when she defeated Ripley on the March 3rd, 2025 episode of Raw. Sky and Ripley went on to have one of the best matches at WrestleMania 41 in a triple threat with Belair. Sky retained the title, and she notably didn't defend the gold again until the second Evolution, almost 3 months later, once again against Ripley. Both women were defeated by Naomi, who successfully cashed in her Money in the Bank contract to become the new Women's World Champion to match an impromptu triple threat.